Okay, we're back here with reading for today, and we're going to do a different song than what we normally do to start the day because I think you're ready to really focus on the sounds of the letters. Okay, we've already learned the names of our letters. If you're still working on the names of your letters, that's fine. This song will still help with that. But let's start really focusing on the sounds that the letters make. Okay, so this song is called Sounds to Letters.
Sound letters, sound letters, sound letter.
So that is our new song, and we are going to work on our sight words again today. And we're going to start with our new sight word for the week that we've been working on. And most of you that I've seen seem to be getting that word. Okay, and let me find it real quick. Okay, here it is. It is the word to. Okay, not the number 2, but the word to, like I'm going to go to the school today. Okay, so here's the song for to.
Two is written
again, the word to. Okay, and we're gonna do the word see, like I see you.
I can spell C-S-E-E. All you need is an S-E-E. I can spell C-S-E-E. All you need is an S-E-E.
Okay, so that's the word see. We're gonna do the word, let's do like today.
I like you, you like me. I spell like L-I-K-E with a great big hug and a kiss for you and me. I spell like L-I-K-E. I like you, you like me. I spell like L-I-K-E with a great big hug and a kiss for you and me. I spell like L-I-K-E.
Okay, there's the word like. We're gonna do the word the today.
T-H-E, T-H-E. I can spell the T-H-E, T-H-E, T-H-E. I can spell the T-H-E.
Okay, and there is the word the. All right. Now, we're going to do some writing today, okay? And we're going to pull up. Let's just go ahead and I'm going to turn you around here so you can see my paper. Okay? And I'm going to write on this piece of paper. And I want you to write this sentence, but I want you to write what you like to see. Okay, so I'm going to use the word we. Okay, so we're going to do we, W, and it's a capital W because it's at the first part of the sentence. We, and you're going to use a space between your words, okay? And I'm going to use a marker for my spacer. We like. Okay, we like to, there's our new word, to see. And I don't really have enough room here, so I'm going to come down here and finish my sentence. Okay, we like to see the, and I'm going to say snow. What's a snow start with? An S. And then I'm going to stretch that word out. Remember, we're going to stretch the word out. So sn, n. I hear an n sound. Sn. Now, at the end of that word, there is a secret at the end of that word, okay? Let me see if I can find my secret book real quick. Okay, there's a secret because it's saying snow, okay? And that is the O-W, okay? That's the secret O-W. And see the O over top of it? Okay? We know that Superhero O he says his own name, right? O, okay? So O-W, it says when these tough guys get together, they play really rough and someone always gets hurt. They cry, oh, and that makes the sound they usually make. Okay? Wait. Okay, actually they can either go ow or oh, okay? But if O-W ever spots Superhero O flying overhead, they will always stop dead in their tracks as they love Superhero O. And they shout his name, oh, oh. And that's the other sound O-W can make. So when O-W is being rough, they go, ow, ow, ow. But when Superhero O flies over, they stop and they look at him and they go, oh, oh, because they want to be like him. So at the end of snow, what do we hear? Snow. We hear the O sound. So we've got O, W saying the O sound, okay? And then we're going to put our period. So we like to see the snow. All right? And then I would draw my me. Okay. And you guys, we're all looking at the snow. Okay? Draw some of you. Okay? And we're looking out at the snow. All right, so let's make sure my sentence makes sense and that my picture matches my sentence, okay? We like to see the snow. And I've got 3 people, so that's we, right? And we see the snow. All right, so I want you to write a sentence. We like to see the, and you could write snow if you want, or you could write something else, okay? Something else that you want to see. And then we can share those at our 2 o'clock Teams meeting. If you're not able to make the 2 o'clock Teams meeting, you can just write that on any piece of paper. You could send me a picture of it through email, or you can just save it with your packet. Okay, and I'm going to read you a new gingerbread story today. But before we do that, let's do our rhyme real quick. Remember? What did the gingerbread man say? He said, run, run, as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And remember, can and man are rhyming words because they end the same. They sound the same at the end. All right, and today we're going to read the book, The Gingerbread Baby. Okay, The Gingerbread Baby, and this one's by Jan Brett. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit different. It's got beautiful pictures, so I'm going to try to get close enough that you can really see the pictures. It was cold outside. It was warm inside. A fine day for gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said, Gingerbread Boy. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of a gingerbread boy and then popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes, no more, no less. Do not peek, the recipe said. Maddie listened to the clock, tick-tock, tick-tock. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4, 5. Maddie couldn't wait any longer. He opened the oven door to take a peek. Instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. So again, a little bit of a different rhyme. It still rhymes though, pan and can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back in the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened and in came Maddie's father. What's that delicious smell? He asked as the gingerbread baby tumbled through his legs and outside into the yard. Uh-oh. Now the gingerbread baby's outside. He ran by the tabby cat. She twisted her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of tasty ginger and sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked as the gingerbread baby climbed over the wall. Oh no, he is off. Maddie was still inside. He heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking. And he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, "Catch me if you can." Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. I wonder what Maddie is going to do. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path into the barn. The goats looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. Martha and Madeline were standing by the well when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him, but Madeline tiptoed up behind him with the bucket. But they couldn't fool that gingerbread baby. And if you look, the author is giving you some clues of what Maddie is doing, okay? So it looks like he's mixing up something and rolling something out. He took a braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, and rolled the dough. He shaped it, put it in a pan and into the oven. Tick-tock, tick. 8 long minutes. This time, he didn't peek. I will catch him if I can, Maddie said to himself. Okay, can you see the cutouts? It doesn't really look like a gingerbread man. Wonder what he's making. As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm wagon just ahead. He jumped in and settled down for the ride next to the mama pig. The smell of gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes and opened her mouth, but the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down hard on her porky snout. I'm the gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for the mama pig. Who's left? Catch me if you can. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby strolled along by himself until he came to a bridge that crossed over to the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. And there he is. Can you see him right there? Okay. And look at Maddie. He's working on something. The ice bobbed along with the gingerbread baby dancing up on top and singing in a loud voice, "Look at me, and what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever," until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. Now look who it is. Who was watching from the trees? It was the fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up, but the fox couldn't help himself and he licked his chops. Smack, smack. The gingerbread baby heard him and ran as fast as he could. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid and lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of his gingerbread voice, "Ha ha, hee hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Catch me if you can." And look, there's Maddie working on something. The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. "Who is meddling with my milk?" he shouted and lifted the lid, but the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up and tweaked his nose. Look what Maddie's doing. You might know what he's making by now. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, the meowing cat, the father, and the mother were all after the gingerbread baby and getting closer, and he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy and proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell and followed his nose into the woods. He couldn't believe what he saw. There in the middle of the clearing was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. So what had Maddie been making? He'd been making the gingerbread house. Now he's waiting because he was trapping the gingerbread baby. In a tick-tock-tick, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits of frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father explained the gingerbread baby has finally met his match. "I wonder who it was," the mother said. "Let's go home and tell Maddie." Now look at Maddie's running through the woods and he's got the gingerbread house in his hands. Hello, Maddie, his father said when they got home. We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found were some crumbs in the snow. I see you have been busy, his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. Too bad we never caught the gingerbread baby. Too bad, said Maddie. They don't know that Maddie really did, didn't he? Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the gingerbread house. I'm the little gingerbread baby, lucky as can be to be living in the house that Maddie made for me. And that's the end. So that story was a bit different than all the other ones we've read so far. So I will see you back here at 2 o'clock for our teams meeting.